Hi Libra, we're going to do your 2022 forecast. So, let's see what's coming. Let's get the vibration going here. Raise it. There we go. So let's see what we've got for 2022. So the very first card is, and I know you're very relationship oriented. The very first card is the Five of Raphael, which is the Five of Cups. So what it thinks this card is, everything happens for a reason, release regret, and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. Okay, so some of you during 2021 may have had some relationships that didn't work out, and you know you're very relationship oriented, obviously ruling the seventh house. So and it's important to you, you know, just you know being in a relationship is very important to you. So some of you may have had some situations that came to an end. Now if you didn't have a relationship come to an end, but you may be in a situation where something else kind of came to an end. You may have had a friendship end or something like that. You know, just remember there's always a silver lining, you know, and the silver lining is going to be your 2022 year. Okay, and let's go ahead and see what the crossing card is. A Six of Swords. This card is especially about moving on, moving away from troubled waters and moving on. And look at that, the angels taking them, you know, out of the storm and everything. It is the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. Now, you could possibly relocate in 2022 if some Libras have been thinking about moving. Like whatever a situation may have happened, some kind of thing coming to an end. You may be like, you know what, I'm ready for a new life. I may want to move. I may want to do something different. Or maybe you just want to travel. Some kind of, you know, way of going into a new life, I feel, is something that you're going to be doing in 2022. And it's going to be a better one, no matter what. No matter what, it's going to be better. Yeah, and I feel like we've been dealing with a little bit of depression with the Nine of Swords. But just like the card says, your worry is unnecessary. Focus on thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, worry to your angels. We got to go forward positive in 2022. Okay, so there is definitely a lot of letting go of the past here. That to move forward into 2022 positively, we got to release the past. Okay, definitely that energy is going on. With the Eight of Ariel, which is the Eight of Pentacles, and the cats are fighting. I apologize, guys. With the Eight of Pentacles, one of the things is work should be good, work should be steady. That should not be a problem. That should flow very well. Now, one of the things is sometimes you might want to educate yourself and go into something a little bit, do something different. Because sometimes with the Eight of Pentacles, you may have been doing the same thing for a while, and you may be ready for something a little bit different. So if you do that, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Cards falling out here. What's that? This one fell. There you go, the World. You're going into a new cycle. You're going into a new cycle. You know, 2022, you can make this your year if you want to. Okay, but you've got to embrace going forward. You've got to embrace the new cycle that is coming upon you. And this could be a really good year of spiritual growth for you. Okay, of good spiritual growth. Now we've also got the Four of Earth here, the Four of Ariel. When you give, you also receive. You know, I feel, you know, as I'm kind of tuning in, because one of the things the card says is being resistant to change. If you're going to have a good year, okay, if you want to have a good year, you've got to let go of the past, okay? I strongly advise you to let go of the past and release anything. Release any kind of regrets, If there's any kind of situations where, you're not happy with the way things went and things like that with last year, there's nothing we can do about the way things went last year, which I'm talking more, I'm still in this year. But I'm trying to talk as if I'm in 2022. We've got to let go of the past. We've got to release that, and we've got to be open for change. I feel there is a side of you that knows you have to go into a new life now. Some of you may be going through a divorce. Some of you may be going through something like that. Some dramatic change here where, the Spirit is calling you toward a new life, and it can be a better life. But if you're resistant to the change, that Spirit is, they're like pointing to a door, and they're like, that's your door. And if you're resistant to that, that's what's going to make it a hard 2022. If you embrace the change, though, then it's going to be great. Once you do it, you'll be like, oh my God, why did I do this sooner? That kind of energy. And your position is the Page of Ariel or the Page of Pentacles. So this is about, like, you even picking up a new study, picking up a new business, going into things that can be more prosperous for you, educating yourself. But it's also a card of balance too, as well. And one of the things we want to do is really kind of balance, our work life and our spiritual life and our love life and everything, kind of balance all of those things and stuff. But really educating yourself is one of the things, especially spiritually. Notice she's surrounded by books. She's surrounded by books. This is a time to read, especially, read spiritual books, educate yourself, maybe take some spiritual courses, maybe pick up that Reiki class and things. And there you go, the High Priestess, really getting into your intuitive self, powerful psychic insight. So especially for my psychic Libras, okay, you're going to have some really powerful moments here. Reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. And the other thing the card says is be at peace, okay? And so some important psychic insights. But the good thing about this, as this change is going to come upon you, this new life that is calling you, okay, is it's going to connect you more to your psychic self and the visions that you have. And technically it's the right thing to do. I know no matter what, even if you're resistant to some of the changes that are coming in 2022 at first, inevitably you're going to accept them because the world is here. So you will go into that new cycle. Okay, I know you will go into that new cycle. You'll stop being afraid of it. And you'll stop being afraid of it. But sometimes we got to go and we got to accept change. I see once you do that, Ace of Gabriel and stuff, just connecting with your passion. And this is a time you can really focus on yourself a little bit. I know being relationship oriented and you see yourself in relation to others very strongly. But this is a time to really focus on yourself. Even if you're not in relation to others and stuff, and kind of see that, this is a time of good self-discovery. And what are you most passionate about? What do you want to do? You get very focused on other people's happiness. And then the end card, the Queen of Ariel, which is the Queen of Earth. And one of the things it does say, you're gonna, no matter what I say, you're gonna still take care of other people. You're gonna do that because you care about people. And you feel as, one of the things is the scales and the balance. You feel it's the right thing to do. But one of the things the card says is nurture yourself as well as those you love. Okay, don't forget to nurture yourself. Okay, which is very important. But the good thing about the Queen of Pentacles here that is showing is that, she is all about growth. She is about growth and stability, and she attracts prosperity to her. So, and you, I look at that card, make sure to be grateful for all you have, okay, during this time. Because I feel that when you do that and you kind of look at your life, you're going to realize you have a very abundant life. Okay, so let's go look at love, because I know that's important to you. I mean, it's really important to everybody to a degree, but I know to Libra, love is important. But yes, a new life awaits you. A new life is calling you. That's going to be a better life once it's accepted, because it's part of Spirit's plan, is to bring you into this new life and this new cycle. Okay, so this is the Romance Angel stack. Wow. Okay, I've been getting, now I believe one of the reasons I'm getting this card for a lot of the signs is because Venus is retrograde Capricorn right now. So we're kicking off the new year with Venus in Capricorn retrograde. Okay, so there's a lot of, and as Saturn can have a lot to do with the past. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So this is a theme for 2022, especially the beginning of the year. The card I'm talking about is reconciliation. Some Virgos may reconcile with a past partner. There is some of you that may reconcile. Some of you, this may be a good thing, and this may be okay. But for others of you, there is a call to a new life. A couple things here. If this person from the past shows up and they do anything that tries to bring you back into your old ways, and they want you to be a certain way that is contrary to this new life that Spirit wants you to take on, it's not going to work. But if they accept you are a changed woman or man, okay, if they accept you are a changed woman or man, depending on my divine masculine or feminine here, and they embrace that, then this could work. Okay, but no matter what, going into a new life is what you're going to do no matter what. But some of you may have a blast from the past. Now we do have the card finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So I feel one of the things that Spirit is saying is this is very important, is achieving stability. You tend to put love above career, okay? And there needs to be a balance. As you know, you do the scales. A balance with, stability and achieving your goals and dreams, along with having love life. Okay? So if anything is throwing that out of balance, even if career is, if somehow, if you're like working 70 hours a week at your job, you need another job. Okay? Because you need to have a good balance. If things are out of balance for you, it's going to be very difficult. Things like that. And that's part of the new life. If your job is robbing you of being able to enjoy your life, you're going to need to change it. Spirit's going to lead you another way. But we do get the playfulness card to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit fun to shine. A spirit of fun to shine. So we may recapture some romance with a blast from the past. But yes, we're a lot of people popping up here is a blast from the past. And part of it is a very powerful Venus and Capricorn in retrograde right now. Because it's going to linger for the first beginning of the year. So let's see what your Lover's Tarot cards are. Okay. Very interesting what we've got here. So we've got the Devil reverse card. So some of you are breaking free of some relationships that were toxic. Those you don't want to reconcile with, okay? If they were toxic, if they were negative, and look at the Five of Swords here. If it was like fight, 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 we can't go back to that. That would not be something that you would want to reconcile with, okay? But we do have the Queen of Hearts here. We know that Libra loves love. And then we've also got the Queen of Wands. Is passion is very important as well. Okay? And one of the things I look at that reversal is like when the passion's not there, that fire, that romance, and that energy, when you're alone, you have a hard time. But the key thing here is you love a good family life, a good emotional balance. That's very important to you. And so anything that throws you out of whack here with that good emotional balance, okay, that we don't want to stick with that, okay? but we can still have a good year in relationships. I still like that, that playfulness card, that, inviting romance in and everything like that. But the key is balance. You have to have balance here. Okay, so let's pull from the Crystal Oracle. So we've got the card Ametrine. And see, this is crazy because we were just talking about balance, Libra, right? Balance masculine and feminine energies. That's crazy. It figures you get that balance. Balancing masculine and feminine energies. Allow your feminine side to creatively inspire you and your masculine side to give you confidence. So there you go. There's some balance right there. Okay, no surprise you get a message of balance. Okay, then you've got the Ruby card. Bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. So those that are dealing with some heartache in the beginning of the year, make sure get that spiritual support, that emotional support. Even online, there's lots of places you could go. My group is one of them. For that good support for anything like that. Any kind of friends, all that. And then we've got Kyanite. Make time for self-care. Yes. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. Okay, so make sure you're taking care of yourself. I see that's the thing. It's easy. Libra's real good at taking care of others. They're a lover, and they're good at taking care of others and everything, but sometimes they get a little neglectful to self, hence the balance. Okay? We've got to balance that. Let's pull your shadow card. These shadow cards have been pretty decent for tonight. So we've got the card Share Wisdom. Share Wisdom. And I feel there's a lot of lessons that you've learned even in just the past couple of years that you could share your wisdom of all that you've learned. Okay? Of all that you've learned with others. I feel you need a good, what it thinks about, having a good support system and not going it alone is really important for you. Messages from the universe. You are healing your heart. So some of you are dealing with heartache, as I said. You are healing your heart. You are here for a purpose. Don't forget your purpose, Libra. Don't forget your purpose. Learning, realizing what matters to you. And then spend time on you. Balance yourself. It says balance yourself. Libra, if you're out of balance, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. This is your nature. You've got to balance yourself. Okay? But, and I feel like one of the messages that is kind of coming through here for Libra is you've been focused on other relationships or other people. You put your attention so much, you've been neglecting yourself. Okay, you've been neglecting yourself. And I know that, especially by spiritual Libras, it's very much helping others and all that is so important and everything, to help them out. You've got that Justice card. Justice is your card. Doing the things, the right things, making good karma and things like that. That's, a big thing with you. One of the things you're good at building good karma. But don't neglect yourself, okay? Don't neglect. You're not being selfish if you put yourself first here, okay? And yes, it's your nature, so I would never tell you don't help others. I would never tell you that. But don't neglect the self. Very important. Okay, let's see, from the power of love. See, there you go, self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. Okay, it is true. It's real hard to love other people when we don't love ourselves. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it makes it harder. It can make it harder. So we got to work on our self-love and everything. A little bit of balance with that. Make sure, I feel like you're neglecting yourself. And we're not going to do that in 2022. We got to stop that. Okay, and one of the big things is trust. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. Trust that. Trust your intuition. Remember, you got the High Priestess card. Okay, trust your intuition. And integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with every action. And that's one of the things, you know, Libra is pretty truthful, pretty honest, truthful sign. Okay, they're not secretive at all. You know, doing what's right, doing what's just, hence why you get the Justice card. Real important to you. You know, real important to you to have integrity. That's a big part of your sign. But there's still a lot of positive here. Just be open to the new life that awaits you. Okay? Be open to a new life that awaits you. Don't be afraid of it. Okay? Don't be afraid of it. Embrace the change. There's a lot of moving forward and a lot of moving on energy there. And there will be some tests of the past coming. Okay? And then we got to kind of look at that if we even want to deal with, you know, what's going on in the past. I do hope you enjoyed your forecast. Have a great year.